Hello, and welcome to our YouTube channel where we explore the world of psychology. This video is on classical conditioning, a learning theory discovered by Ivan Pavlov, a Russian physiologist in the late 19th century. In this video, we will explore the basics of classical conditioning, its principles, and its real-world applications. So, what is classical conditioning, and how does it work? Classical conditioning is a type of learning in which an organism learns to associate a neutral stimulus with a stimulus that naturally triggers a response. The neutral stimulus then becomes a conditioned stimulus, and the response is called a conditioned response. To understand this better, let's take an example. Imagine that you are hungry, and every time you hear the sound of a bell, someone gives you food. In this scenario, the sound of the bell is the neutral stimulus because it doesn't naturally cause hunger. But, after repeatedly hearing the bell and receiving food, you start associating the sound of the bell with food. As a result, the sound of the bell now triggers hunger in you, which is the conditioned response. Pavlov conducted experiments with dogs to discover this theory. He rang a bell every time he fed the dogs, and eventually, the dogs began to salivate at the sound of the bell alone, even when no food was present. The basic principles of classical conditioning are: unconditioned stimulus, UX, the natural trigger that automatically elicits a response, like food. Unconditioned response, UCR, the response that occurs naturally, like salivation at the sight or smell of food. Conditioned stimulus, CS, the neutral stimulus that is paired with the UX to elicit a response, like the sound of the bell. Conditioned response, CR, the learned response to the CS, like salivating at the sound of the bell. Classical conditioning has several real-world applications, including advertising, psychology, and education. Advertisers use classical conditioning to create a positive association between their products and desirable outcomes. For example, a commercial for a fast food chain may pair images of their food with the sound of laughter or people having fun to create a positive emotional response. In psychology, classical conditioning is used to help treat anxiety disorders, such as phobias. By gradually exposing patients to the object or situation they fear while also providing a pleasant stimulus. Using relaxation techniques or positive affirmations, they can learn to overcome their fear. In education, classical conditioning is used to create positive associations between learning and pleasant experiences. For example, a teacher may use music or other pleasant stimuli to create a positive emotional response when students are studying, leading to better learning outcomes. Conclusion. In conclusion, classical conditioning is a learning theory that explains how organisms can learn to associate a neutral stimulus with a naturally occurring stimulus to elicit a response. It has real-world applications in advertising, psychology, and education. By understanding the principles of classical conditioning, we can create positive associations and improve our learning and overall well-being. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more educational content.